Are you negotiating your values to fit into an image that people created for you? And if you're doing that, it's time to rebrand. It truly starts with your foundation, who you are, what you believe in, why it matters, who, what, and why. There's a difference between having followers versus having authority. That is a huge difference. It's not about your following. Obedience opens doors. Obedience grants access. Obedience takes you to places and spaces that have your name on it. What if the biggest branding strategy in 2025 isn't about the algorithms or the aesthetics? It's all about your obedience. Welcome everyone to the Authentic Media Podcast Season 2. We're back. Yes, we are. I know it's been so long, honey. I missed you too. If it's your first time here, I'm your host, Danielle J. Martin, and welcome. I'm so blessed to have you here. So before we dive into today's topic, I want to kind of give people a little bit of background about who I am in case you don't know me. First and foremost, I'm a woman of God that is using this platform to share my story, to give God all the glory, and truly to help you build a personal brand, build a life that is truly reflecting who you are and your values. And so today's episode is all about why obedience is truly the real branding strategy. How is that? Okay, well, first of all, if you go back to season 1, we talk a little bit about everything. I talk about my season of becoming, my season of surrendering. I talk about what it was like to be in performance season, how I learned to get out of the space of perfectionism. And then we also shared a little bit about business tips, marketing, branding, PR. The biggest episode that took off was branding versus marketing. So highly recommend that you go check out that episode. But now we are back, okay, with season 2. And so what can you expect? All the things, okay? So first of all, a little bit about Authentic Media is that it's a little different than any other podcast I think you'll tune into. Yes, we're all about teaching you and educating you on personal branding, but I truly like to use my personal life experiences and share those with you so you can first know that I'm speaking to you from experience and it's from a real life person. It's not from, a chatbot or ChatGPT or, a book I read. I mean, yes, I share resources like that, but I'm also sharing like real life experiences with you. And so first and foremost, this platform is all about helping creators and business owners develop an authentic brand with purpose. Okay, so it's all about helping you master your brand with purpose centered around your core values. Okay, and so we're going to get into that, but I'm just excited to have you here. And so if it's your first time, do me a favor. Okay, first of all, subscribe to the channel. Get connected to this community because when I tell you that more things are coming in the works and I'm super excited to share here recently, but I want you to stay connected and just like this video if you find something that resonates with you, but most importantly, share it with someone, okay? Not only can it help you, but it could also help someone else. Don't be greedy and like keeping all the goods for yourself. So go ahead and share this episode. But let's get into it, my friend. Again, if you don't know me, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I am seriously like an open book and you can learn a little bit more about me and connect with me on there. Let's follow each other, okay? Yes, I follow back, okay? So go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Here is my Instagram handle. So you can go ahead and get connected with me there. But friend, okay, because I'm going to talk to you like a friend. I always like to tell all of my people, all my clients that I like to coach and help with personal branding. I talk to them friend to friend. We're about to get real down to business, okay? And we are going to make sure that you are doing this correctly, doing this with strategy, okay? First of all, there's a lot of noise going on right now. And so I want to kind of get you back centered. I want to get you back to your core, back to your values. And so I know many of you are wondering like, okay, what's the latest life update? And I think when I give you a couple of points here, you'll be able to hear a little bit about that. And so one of the things that the Lord has been working on my heart in is the area of obedience. It is not a popular opinion. It's actually very uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you. There has been many times this season, this year, my whole life, let's just say, but mainly this year, where he has convicted me of, if you are not walking in obedience, if you are not choosing what you know is right versus what you want to do, everything that you want to do will just crumble, right? Like the desires of your heart, what you truly want versus what God wants, are two completely different things. And so, yeah, disclaimer, if you don't know, like I said from the beginning, I'm a woman of faith. And so I truly believe the Bible and obedience and all of that will align with how you create your business, how you live your life. Okay. And so we're going to get into a couple of points. And so I want you to get your notepad and everything ready, because this is how you are going to be successful in your business. This is how you're going to be successful in your life if you use these points and you refer back to them. Okay, so if you've been following me on social media, I have been doing these reels on daily breads, and I truly believe that they have helped me be consistent, but most importantly, reminded me of God's word around why do I do what I do? Let's ask yourself that. Why do you do what you do? Why are you building the business that you're building? Why are you creating the craft and the thing that you want to do? Like, where is that from? Why, like, what's your why around that? I think you have to get really clear on that. And so for me, I know that God has given me a platform to share my story, but to give him glory. And so I think that there were times where I was creating in spaces and creating things and businesses and groups and doing all of these things out of the desire of what I wanted, out of the desire of being seen, out of the desire of hoping that someone would like me more if I created this, out of the desire of the image that people created for me. And so as soon as I detached myself from doing things from a selfish point of view and got truly in the word and understood the calling on my life and the assignment, I truly believe that's what shifted everything for me and put me on this trajectory. And so what's the first point? The first point is obedience is the branding advantage. Look at obedience as a necessary thing that you need to get familiar with and comfortable with, even when you don't want to do it. So here's the challenging question. Are you negotiating your values to fit in an image that someone else created for you? Okay, let's ask that again. I know it's a lot. Okay, one of the things, disclaimer, if you don't know, first time here, welcome. Okay, I'm a very deep person. We're just going to dive in. We don't got time for surface stuff. Okay, so are you negotiating your values to fit an image that someone else created for you? I'll put myself on display. I was in a space where I was creating, where I was negotiating my values. I was compromising what I truly believed in so I could fit in an image that people thought that I was. And that led to burnout. That led to me sabotaging myself. That led to me honestly losing myself bit by bit, not realizing that I was truly losing myself. That led to losing friendships. That led to truly gaining the whole world and losing my soul at the same time. So that leads me to the scripture where it says in Mark 8:36, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" What does it benefit you if you are compromising your values, if you are compromising the things that you believe in so you can fit into an image that people created for you? I'll be honest, obedience is very uncomfortable. And I will say that this year, me being obedient has led to me losing friendships, getting embarrassed, getting betrayed, getting put out truly of an organization that I thought once supported me. It led to so many things. And it's crazy because I didn't expect that to happen, but I'm so glad it did, because also in the Bible talks about that everything will work for your good. And so God will not allow anything to happen to you, only for you, for your advantage. Jeremiah 29:11 says that, "For I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but to give you hope in the future." There's a reason why I have that tatted on me. There's a reason why it is like implanted in my brain, because when things don't go my way and they go the Lord's way, I say, okay, this has to work for my good. This has to be a part of your plan, even though I don't understand it, even though I don't get it, even though right now it's looking crazy, it's looking weird, I don't know what's going on. But you know what? I know my foundation. I understand my core. I understand that, you know what? This is going to work out for my good. So what is the life update? Here we are. Here you go. Tune in for this part. So business is booming. Authentic Media, I have a branding and consulting business where we help business owners, entrepreneurs, and organizations develop an authentic brand that reflects who they really are. So what does that look like? We consult businesses and organizations around visual identity, brand identity, messaging, social media content, basically helping them make sure that their digital brand, like their online presence, matches who they really are in real life. Okay, so that means developing a photo shoot, making sure that their brand messaging is aligning with who they currently are, because you already know daily, weekly, monthly, over time, you're changing. And so it's very normal to have a rebrand. The question is, when do you rebrand? I think it depends on where you are in your business to have that question. So if you want to have that consultation, hit your girl up. But I really think it depends on where you are. So I would definitely consult with me on when is it time to actually do that. Short answer, if you are disconnected from your business, disconnected from the thing that you're creating, it is time to rebrand. If you were negotiating, compromising your values, it is time to rebrand. So I think that you have to ask yourself, going back to that question, are you negotiating your values to fit into an image that people created for you? And if you're doing that, it's time to rebrand. It's time to start from scratch. And it's okay, because we all start over. It's uncomfortable. It's something we don't want to do. We ask ourselves, is it the right time? I've worked so hard. I put in 8-10 years of this logo, of this color, of this brand, and this messaging. It's very normal to change and adapt and evolve. I think that you should. Now, going back to the point of obedience is truly the branding advantage, is understanding your foundation. So when I talk to my clients, it's all about, what is your story? We literally start with the story. Before we get to like the photos, the aesthetics, the identity, and all of that stuff, like it truly, or the messaging, it truly starts with your foundation, who you are, what you believe in, why it matters, who, what, and why. So that is a little bit about Authentic Media and what I do. Now, some people also know that, yes, I'm a full-time TV host, do all of that in the financial marketing world. Love it. It's so fun. And so, yeah, I have full-time business, I have a side business, and I do the podcast. So your girl is busy, but most importantly, I'm truly blessed to do this. And going back to really quick last point, because I know I can spend forever on this, but I'm just going to keep it here. Your calling and your assignment is not about you, okay? This is coming from a person who was so full of self, like so full of self that I could not see anybody else. Honey, I'm speaking from experience. Your calling and your assignment is not about you. And as soon as you remove yourself of looking at yourself, you will be able to reach the people that you're actually called to reach. But you're not able to do that because you are focused on how you look. You're focused on everything looking perfect. You're focused on, do I have the right hairstyle? Do I have the right outfit? Do I have the right colors? Is this the right logo? Is this the right aesthetics and everything in place? Does this look perfect? Is the video in 4K? Is the video gritty, or like whatever the case may be? Like, we start going down this whole rabbit hole of like, is everything perfect and how we want it to be? And it's not, and that's okay. So understanding that your calling and your assignment is not about you. Okay, moving on to the next point. This is where we actually get into the meat and grease of everything. So the branding landscape in 2025 is very interesting. I'll be honest, okay? Everyone is online and everyone is using AI. But this is where it gets dangerous, because now everyone is sounding the same. Everyone is looking the same. Everyone is wanting to do their photo shoot the same. And so you have to really go back deeply into what is it that you want to be known for, and knowing that there's a difference between having followers versus having authority. That is a huge difference. It's not about your following. The amount of people that have the most followers on their social media right now are the people that are not making money. The people that have the least amount of followers truly are probably in the 6-7 figure range of their business, because they're not worried about how many followers they have. They utilize social media to their advantage to be known and to be seen and to get connected, and use the benefit of social media and how it's supposed to be made for, but not to gain amount of followers, not to go viral, not to look like they have everything put together. So understand that clout could be loud, but clarity is also lasting. So you having all the clout over here and having everyone pay attention to you and you go viral and, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful and pretty, is killing your brand, because you are not making an impact. And so at Authentic Media, with my consulting and branding business, we focus on, after your story, we get to your style, and that's the pretty photo shoot. But then the main meat of it is the strategy. Story, style, strategy. The 3 S's is what I coach my clients through. Because yes, we have to aesthetically and professionally make sure you look good to where you are pleasing. Yes, the photos are important because first impression is everything, but we utilize those photos in a strategy that fits and works for your brand so you can make the impact that you need to make. Okay, I hope you're following me here. We're getting to point number 3. How ChatGPT, honey, come in closer. ChatGPT could literally hurt your business. Why? Because everyone is sounding the same. You are allowing AI do the talking and you're losing your voice. Utilize AI to spark creativity, but not to replace it. I want you to use it as a brainstorm, a virtual assistant, but not to use it as captioning and use it to replace everything that you actually are. Remember, there is something so special about your DNA. God personally created you, my friend. And where I get on this rampage and why I get so excited and passionate about this, someone asked me the other day, was like, why are you so passionate about your calling and, your connection with God? It was a simple answer. I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing. And if I'm still breathing today, that means that the assignment on my life is not over. That means the mission that is on my life is not over. His word does not turn void. Literally, everything that he has set in my life is orchestrated and planned. It is already laid out. It is up to me to be obedient and fall in line with that. And maybe the reason why many of us are on this path of distraction, in unalignment, and not being aligned with where we are trying to go, is killing us and taking us on this different path. But what's so beautiful about God's grace is that he will bring you back to where you're supposed to be. But the reason why I'm so passionate and I get so serious about my life is because the amount of times that I've messed up, he has always pulled me back to him. the times I've ran away, the times I've literally tried to go do this thing called life by myself, he has pulled me back to this space to align with him, to know him, to be the image of him. And so, yes, I will use every ounce of word, of breath, of speaking time that I have to use his name. He saved me from addiction, from myself, from lying, from being like in so many crazy places I cannot even explain to you how I'm still breathing and living today after the decisions I've made. So yes, I get emotional. I get so serious about this. And so I hope that you get serious about it too. And you know that like, oh my gosh, Danielle, you're right. I'm still breathing. I am still alive. There is something in me. There is something that still has to be done. And it's up to us to do the work. Okay. Okay. You guys got me on this rampage here. But anyways, going back to the point of building your personal brand and the strategy of not allowing yourself to lose your voice using AI. Use it to spark it. Okay, so what are some examples? Okay, because I want to make sure that you're getting live examples and experiences and understanding that this is not just like some points I put together. Okay, so how I utilize AI is a lot of clients ask me, I don't know what to post on social media. It gets overwhelming. It's crazy, right? So I literally use it as like a plug and play system. Like my virtual assistant. And so I will literally go in there and I will give it details on my client. And I will literally like, there's like a piece of hair on me. I'm like, what is happening? Okay. I will give it details of my client and I will give it all the details it needs. Like sometimes I would even talk to it like my therapist, literally having all of the details because it's like Google a little bit. If you don't utilize it to its max, it's not going to give you what you need, right? So anyway, so I will give it the details of my client. I will say, spit me out a 30-day social media strategy that connects, converts, and builds a community at the same time. Or I would like basically put in the goal of the social media strategy because everyone's goal is different. It's either you're building your brand or you're trying to convert clients. So whatever that goal is what I would like craft that prompt to be. And then it will spit it out. And then we will go back and forth like we're brainstorming until we find the right strategy. And honestly, at the end of the day, I typically have to go back and edit it anyway, because it's not like giving it sometimes what I need it to have for my actual client. So I use it to give me some brainstorming ideas for social media. And then I actually go to my clients like overview of their brand identity and messaging and say, okay, how do I make sure that it fits their actual strategy of what they're trying to do? So saying that to say, don't use it so much to copy and paste and say, okay, like this is what I need it to do. And I'm going to post this on social media. And here's my captioning for this. It can work in some ways, but utilizing your unique voice, your unique DNA is very important. Your brand deserves more than just a selfie. It deserves a vision captured perfectly. Hi, I'm Danielle J Martin, and I'm here to help you create a visual identity that creates a lasting impression. So whether you're launching a business or you're enhancing your presence or you're rebranding, your photos are your first impression. So our brand photo shoots aren't just for you to take pretty pictures, but they're for you to tell your story, build trust, and connect with your audience in a whole different way. So if you're ready to elevate your brand that creates a lasting impression, go ahead and click that link down below. Okay, let's get to our next point here. The key to building your personal brand and having a strategy is not looking like everyone else. Okay, so what does that mean? A lot of people that I work with sometimes spend a lot of time on colors and logos and trying to find the right outfit and fit for certain things. I say, okay, that's beautiful. I love that. But when was the last time you dived into your origin story? When was the last time that you have told someone, like created a video around why you started your business, and what your values mean to you, right? It's like a little like connection point that you can make with your audience that will literally like make the impact that you need to make with your audience, but also level you up just a tiny bit in a way to where you're doing something that everybody else is not doing. And so what did I say? What was the first thing that I said when I gave you that whole example? Video, right? So a lot of people are leaning away and afraid, and I understand video is not, for everyone, but it's not easy. Video could really take your brand to the next level. You getting out your phone, I kid you not, turning on the camera and just shooting a video of yourself, a selfie video, can literally change the game. Because yes, the pretty photos are great. I'm not disputing that. The beautiful graphics and social media templates are great. I'm not disputing that. But when was the last time that you've gotten your phone, you've done a video, and you just posted it clean to where it's not like professionally edited? It's not like clipped together with all of these graphics. Like you just organically, like naturally used your phone and said, "Hi, my name is Danielle J and I'm here to talk to you about," boom. Okay. When was the last time you did that? The reason why that step is so beautiful is because you are creating an intimacy with your audience and connecting with them in a way that you've probably never had before. Okay. Because sometimes when they're meeting with you, it's like, okay, they're meeting the business owner you and they're meeting, the professional you and things like that. But I think there's something so beautiful about social media that you could utilize it as your advantage by showcasing behind the scenes. Ooh, my favorite topic. Okay. Behind the scenes videos and elements and capturing those moments, I think are the most beautiful, authentic moments you can share with people. Why? You are bringing people into your world. You are inviting them in. You're basically allowing them to live life with you, like as if they were like right next to you. Imagine that. So the amount of interactions I get by simply like sharing and showing like, okay, behind the scenes of a photo shoot that I'm doing or behind the scenes of a podcast that I'm doing, people eat it up. They love it. Why? It's because they're like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm on set with you, which I love because one, there's no such thing as perfect. And I always like to like truly showcase like the silliness and the behind the scenes of like me stopping and starting over or me messing up. Like people are like, "Danielle, how do you do this?" And I said, "Honey, let me tell you, I actually went through a couple years of rejection. Do you guys remember? I told you the time, in case you don't know, first time here, I told you about the time that I used to be a news anchor. And I was ridiculed for my hair, where I used to wear wigs and I used to, look like this. And my makeup was kind of weird and crazy. And so I got like these weird emails from people saying I looked crazy and they couldn't watch the news because my whole look was distracting. So I think when you've gone through, those types of moments, like your confidence is like, okay, I can get through anything. If I survived that, I think I'm okay. But I do understand that doing video can be nerve-wracking. Doing video is like not for everyone, but I truly believe that everyone can do it. Meaning like if you are coachable, you can do it. Okay. Last point that I want to make in this is going back to where we started from. The biggest branding strategy you can have is walking in obedience. And that means going back to your values, going back to doing the uncomfortable thing you don't want to do. That means surrendering the distractions and people that you don't need to be connected to. And that means showcasing what you believe in, why you believe in it, because that connection, my friend, is really going to speak volumes. So why did I share with you that entire topic around obedience? So here's where the meat of it is. I've been holding back this one thing from you. I'm going to share it. Here it is. There was a time in my life where I was afraid to put my faith on display. There was a time in my life where I didn't think I was going to be accepted or people would understand me, because they once thought that, oh, if you're speaking about God in the Bible, then that means that you're perfect. Or they would put me in this category around, you're speaking the Bible and you believe in Jesus, then everything about your life is great. Or I would get the opposite, where people would think I was hypocritical because my lifestyle wasn't aligning with what the Bible would say. Granted, while some of that is not true and is true, at the end of the day, when I got closer to God and I surrendered my life to Him, that's when I did not care about anyone else's opinion. And I said, okay, you gave me this voice. You gave me this platform. You chose me. So I will do whatever you want me to do. And when I tell you, honey, I did not know it was on the other side of that yes, but here we are, alive and well, and encouraging you to take the step that you need to take to align yourself with God, with your values, with your foundation, what you believe in, and know that His word is the only word that matters. And so since then, I ripped the Band-Aid and I said, okay, anytime I get a mic, I will always share my story to give God all the glory. Because at the end of the day, He is actually the person that matters, the only person that matters. And He's the only person that honestly put everyone on this earth to do what we are called to do. And so if you've never heard about God, honey, this is a beautiful time that I invite you. Send me a message. I would love to tell you about Jesus. I would love to express to you where to go and what step to take, and how building a business is truly the center of Him and centered around the gift that you have, the thing that you're so good at, and you're wondering, dang, like part of you may feel like I have this so naturally. Yes, majority of us, yes, have gifts that we can do naturally. But when you are called to do it on a level that terrifies you, that scares you, that if someone were to ask you to do this one thing, your biggest fear that requires you to use your gift, do you think you could walk in there boldly and do it all on your own strength? Honey, let me tell you, I know I could not. And so one of those areas that God brought me through and that required me to use my gift in an area that I least expected was in church. Now you might say, well, Danielle, you're a believer. What do you mean? Why would that be difficult for you? Well, honey, I went to school to be a communications journalist, to be a TV journalist, to learn communications, to be a TV reporter. That was it. Okay, that was what I thought I had planned. I was like, I'm here to just learn, what I love, more importantly, which is I'm curious. I love to ask questions. I'm just here to do my job, really. And so it's interesting because going back to that episode of Surrender, go check it out in the last season. Over and over and over, I'm talking about how surrendering my way has led me to this space. And so I used to basically going back to using my gift for selfish reasons, and when I say selfish reasons, meaning using it in the way that I only knew how, right? Which is in professional settings. It's for work. It's for the job. It's for, the 8 hours I had in that day. But when God called me to this space of, let's get you to do the church announcements. You know how to speak well. Go and do the church announcements. You know how to do a panel. Go ahead and lead the panel at a church conference, right? Okay, I'm yes, I know how to communicate, but to do it in church, what? This is a little different. And so by the grace of God, I had the right pastors. I had the right friends, mentors, community to surround me in a time where I said, okay, God, if it's your will, let it be done. And so truly, till this day, sometimes I get shocked because it's when you're asked to do something you never thought you would do, it feels foreign. It feels weird. It feels like, Am I really called to do this? Like, this is a little different. That is when I said, okay, the gift has nothing to do with me. It's a lot bigger. Your gift has everything to do with where God calls you, in spaces and places where you did not expect. And that doesn't mean doing it only when you feel like it. It doesn't mean doing it only when you think it's the right time to do it, right? And so going back to, I was called to do a panel with the prestigious pastors in the world. Pastor John Gray, Bishop Godby, Bishop Gallardo, all of these major people in the church that I said, wow, you want me to be on this panel with them? I'm just a believer. Yes, I just want to go to church. God, I want to hear your word and I'm good. He's like, no, I want you to use your gift here. Okay, here we go. And so going back to surrender and going back to being obedient when you don't want to do something or you feel uncomfortable or it's unfamiliar, obedience has nothing to do with your desires or your preferences, my friend. It has everything to do with saying yes to whatever you're called to. And so why and how does that relate to building a personal brand? Personal branding, right? It starts with you. In order to brand yourself, in order to go out and make the impact that you are called to make, you must know the creator, you must know you must understand how you were created and the gifts that you were created to make, the gifts that you were created to utilize and put out in the world. You have to have that understanding. And so whatever your values are, whatever that you are called to do, I think having the understanding and knowing what that means is so important. So then when you are called in spaces and places, you know how to utilize that. And you're not negotiating your values. You're not negotiating who you are at all. Okay? The reason why I'm telling you this, yes, I told you about how my gift was called in spaces that I didn't expect. But when I talk to you about the opportunities that have been opened to me and granted to me based off of simply obedience is truly what I'm trying to get across in your mind. So Authentic Media was released. We opened in January of 2025. Okay. And so typically they say, obviously the first 3 years is when a business is fully successful getting off the ground and things like that. When I tell you that originally the plan was to just help individual business owners and entrepreneurs with their personal brand, right? And so through relationships, and like I said, just over time, I did not ever expect us to have the opportunity to work with a university, okay, on their media day. And so the reason why that is just so crazy to me is because I truly did not expect Authentic Media to get just off of the ground, recognized on a national and a major local level so quickly. Within what is it? Right now we're recording this podcast in August, September. So within 8 months, we're now helping a major organization and where I'm located have their own media day. You guys, what? What are we talking about? And so some people might be okay, yeah, okay, your business is moving. That's great. You've made connections. No, I'm when I tell you guys some of the things that I've just experienced this year, and I feel sometimes I can't put it into words because it's hard to explain. And so I feel the Lord is preparing me for that. So forgive me if it sounds foreign, but to be able to be a small business, one-man business, literally, yes, I have a team, but I hire people out, and to help a university take on their first media day, to say yes, we can do that. we've never done it before, but here we are, right? And so saying that to say that I truly believe that obedience opens doors. Obedience grants access. Obedience takes you to places and spaces that have your name on it that you did not expect. So lean in, my friend, and know that it's worth it. So if you enjoyed this episode, my friend, I want you to go ahead and like it. Put a comment. Tell me what was your favorite takeaway from this episode. I know I did a little mixture of like giving you a couple of burning points while also sharing my testimonial, who I am. But I want you to think about that question that I asked you before. And what's one area of your brand that you may feel like you're negotiating your values in just to fit in? Okay. So one more time, what's that one area of your brand that you are negotiating your values in just to fit in? Whatever that area is, bring it to light, bring it to life. Let's talk about it. If you want assistance or help in that area, honey, that's what I'm here for. Okay. And so what you can expect moving into season 2, I mentioned it earlier, but we have some major CEOs who have billion-dollar businesses, who are leading major organizations, a lot of business gurus in the branding field that you're going to hear from. I just encourage you to come back and tune in. If there's a specific topic that you want me to talk about, or a specific story that you want to learn more about, just let me know. Put it in the comments. But you have to subscribe in order to know when the next episode is, okay? In the meantime, have a blessed day, my friend. Thanks for watching the Authentic Media Podcast YouTube. At Authentic Media Company, our mission is to help you develop an authentic brand so you can make the impact that you are called to make. If you got anything from today's episode, make sure you drop a comment down below. I'm interested to see what your takeaways are. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel so you can be the first to know when we drop our newest episode. In the meantime, have a great day.